Well, hello there. It's Ann Marie McQueen, founder of Hotflash Inc., coming to you from Abu Dhabi, where the weather is unbelievable. I made it through the hottest summer on earth, and I made it through one of the hardest years of my life. My father passed away in February, and everything stops when that happens. I just wanted to let you know if you're struggling, if you've lost someone, it's been 9 months and I still have my moments, but I no longer feel folded in half, if you know what I mean. I'm coming to you today with this impromptu solo episode because I'm moving forward with Hotflash Inc. I don't exactly know how. I'm getting a team, I'm working on it, but the thing I figure I need to do is pull together all this research that I put out on Substack. I put all the people I interview from this podcast, all the reading I do, and make it into something. And I gave a workshop at Google Dubai, which was the coolest thing. My contact over there reached out to me. She liked my stuff on social media and hired me to come in and give a workshop. And I was intimidated as all get out, really, truly, because it's Google. I put together something called your Perimenopause Game Plan. I wish I did a better job. I mean, it's not like I didn't spend a ton of time. I just think I got bogged down on explaining what perimenopause is and didn't give enough maybe advice on or direction on what you can do about it. If you are a fan of Hotflash Inc., you know that I think that if you're going to talk about something confidently, you need to read the criticism of it and you need to read all sides. And I think you know that I take no sides here. Maybe a very few. I'm not a big fan of calling perimenopause or menopause a hormone deficiency. I get pretty riled up about that. But, when we have people in homeopathy treating women going through perimenopause without hormone therapy, and then we have people in mainstream medicine treating people with hormone therapy and everything in between, and then some women who get nothing, can't take any sides. You have to really blinders out a lot of information to do that. You really do. And one thing I encounter in this space is I'm irritating to people who believe you don't need hormones, or to people that believe that you must have hormones, or to people who think estrogen is the devil and you should only take progesterone and yada, yada, yada. I don't have time for any of this. We're in 2024 and we get to use all the tools of modern science. We get to use what's available to us. It's sort of hard to figure it out, but I think that's our job to weed through this. But I have really drilled down and I've gotten somewhere. I could probably study this for 25 more years to get further. I'm still learning how to read research and parse it. I'm still learning how to ask the right questions. I mean, I just posted a new update to Diane Wist's interview. She's from Violet Daily, because I didn't really nail what it actually does. And beautiful Lara Bryden, author of Hormone Repair Manual and Metabolism Repair and Period Repair Manual, just one of the smartest people I know. And she's sort of like this steady guide, contacted me and said, she just guided me on what it basically is. And, what molecular iodine, which is what Violet Daily sells, does is shelter the breast from high estrogen. And more and more and more, we're hearing about high estrogen being the issue in perimenopause, not low estrogen. And so right there, you're like, what is the truth, man? And she also talks about how it works by downregulating estrogen receptors and promoting healthy estrogen metabolism. Healthy estrogen metabolism is something we've heard about a bunch of times on this podcast. We heard about it from Kashif Khan, the former head of the DNA company. We've heard it from multiple other guests that I can't remember right now. There are ways to metabolize estrogen and there are ways not to. And you want to make sure that you're eliminating it. But this is such a tricky subject. And anyway, you can see why I get in the weeds so much about this and why it's so hard for me to be like simple. I met someone, a nutritionist in Dubai, and she was like, I think you're just like so far ahead and so deep that it's hard for you to parlay this stuff. Cause we were both saying that we're stuck at certain numbers on social media. And I've watched people, just talk about estrogen and literally hit hundreds of thousands of people, but I don't care, I'm happy with all of you. And I'm thrilled with what I've accomplished so far, which was to answer a lot of my own questions and to provide really good content and ask questions. So I have decided, on the heels of the Google Dubai workshop, I thought I've got a framework for this. And I called it Perimenopause Game Plan because that's what I wish I had. But it's something that lays out all that you can do. And like all of Hotflash Inc. It's based on scientific evidence, expert opinion, and human experience, including my own. And it's full of information about why you need to take responsibility at this time and how you can sort of tackle this quickly if you're really suffering, and how at least I would go about hormone therapy if I were going through this and I actually knew I was in perimenopause, which I didn't. And then, tools for what I wish I knew and books you can read and all of it. But I haven't 100% planned it out. So I'm rolling it out over on Substack. I'm releasing part 1 on Thursday, December 5th. It's a lot of work and I'm crazy. Like, I'm just a crazy perfectionist. And so I'm going to leave it open, every episode open, every edition open, every part open for 24 hours, and then I'll put it behind a paywall. So if you want to read it in its entirety later, you could subscribe to my Substack, which would be really nice because you could support my work, because I'm just starting to monetize and I've basically not done that yet. So I just wanted to announce that that's happening. And I know this is going to become the framework for a book that I'm going to publish, and then like workshops, and then a course. And this is the beginning of rolling out Hotflash in a more organized way so that I can actually work with people and use what I've learned and impart that knowledge to help you all. This is what I wish I knew. And I would have read all this. I really would. I love deep dives. I am all about the deep dives. These are my deep dives. And if something about the current menopause narrative doesn't ring true to you, I think when you read this game plan, you're gonna start to get a clearer picture, because I bring it all together. A lot of the things I talk about that maybe I'm not so good to linking together. So anyway, over on Substack, Thursday, December 5th, it goes out about noon UAE time, and it'll be open for 24 hours. So get your little fingers over there and sign up and get it. And leave me a text message if there's something that you want to see covered, because I only wrote part 1. The rest of it's all in pieces and research and in my mind. So I don't have a plan for how it's going to roll out, but I'm hoping every couple of days we'll see how it goes. And this is the beginning of me being really serious. I mean, I've always been serious about it, but I haven't been serious about the business aspect of this. I've been serious about the research and all of it. But anyway, I so appreciate everyone here. I get good feedback from all of you. And I just wanted to let you know that I deeply, deeply appreciate you. The last 5 years have been terribly hard for me. Like those years in perimenopause where I didn't know I was in perimenopause, my God, they were terrible. But then once I knew, it was like a storm. That transmenopausal year, this kept me really sane. And it was over COVID, and it was over a lot of things happening in my life, and having this and meeting everyone and talking to everyone has been one of my greatest gifts. I did not reckon for this when I really believe then that we feel called to do the things that we're meant to do, because something told me I just must do this. I had to do it. And I got irritable and upset every time I didn't take steps towards it. So if there's something like that you're experiencing, please do it for me, for you. And if you think you can get something out of the Perimenopause Game Plan, coming out on Substack, part by part. I hope you have a great week.